Hey everyone, welcome back. Okay, this is a verb ending that's used for the past tense. Super easy to make. All you got to do is you take the verb stem, which is just a verb with the ta removed at the end, and attach 더라고. If you want to be polite, you probably do. Then you attach 요. This finishes the sentence. It's a sentence ending. So what is this form? There's one clue that we can get right away. Anything that contains 더 in the grammar form means it's past tense. It's specifically past tense that the speaker has personally experienced or personally witnessed. So it's past tense that you have personal knowledge of. It's past tense that it was because I was there. You know what I'm talking about from Lord of the Rings with the elf? So it's personally experienced, like saying, I was there when it happened. So this form is simply the past tense form, but it has the nuance that the speaker personally experienced or witnessed it. So you could translate this if you wanted to as literally like saying, I recall, or I remember that, like that. But to be honest, most of the time, this form does not need to translate as anything in English. It sounds like the speaker is like reflecting on something, like maybe reminiscing about something, like, you know, that happened. Or you might translate this as maybe like, yeah, I know that this happened. Like when you're explaining to someone something like, yeah, oh yeah, I know that this happened. But you're saying it because you were there, you experienced it, or you saw it directly. Or maybe you can say like, well, hey, you know what? I found out that this happened. And the reason you're saying I found out is because you experienced it. So you don't really need to translate this though. And I think the most natural translations for this form are just going to be the regular past tense translations, like did, was, happened. So if you were to say something like, for example, I remember the sky was so pretty. Like, man, that sky was so pretty. 하늘이 정말 예쁘더라고요. That's like saying, oh man, the sky was so pretty. It has that nuance that the person listening to it will know that you were there. They'll know that you saw it. It has that feeling of you like looking off into the distance like a madman and remembering something versus just looking at the person and saying something that happened. So if you wanted to say like, man, that cell phone was really expensive. 진짜 비쌌어요. It was really expensive. Just past tense. Man, that cell phone was so expensive. 진짜 비싸더라고요. We kind of do this in English, although this isn't a one-to-one translation. But if you're not able to look in their eyes and you're like reminiscing about something or remembering something, that's what the 더라고 form gives to your sentence. Are you going to be doing this when you're talking about something in the past? Then use 더라고. Are you going to be doing this? Then use the regular past tense. Hopefully that gives a little bit of help. I remember, I recall is also a decent way you can translate it if you can't think of that. There's a little bit more though that we have to learn about how to conjugate this, because I said that you just take a verb stem and you attach 더라고요. But if you're using an action verb, you actually have two choices. You can use the regular verb stem or you can use the past tense verb stem. For example, 하다, you can use 하더라고요. Or you can use the past tense verb stem, 했더라고요. So why would you ever need to use a past tense verb stem on a form that already means the past tense? Well, you might want to emphasize that in the past, something was still in the past, like something had been. Using the past tense verb stem emphasizes that something was completely in the past. Note, that's only with action verbs. When you're using a descriptive verb with this form, just use the regular verb stem. So to be cold, it would never become 추웠더라고요. 춥더라고요. So you don't have to do that with descriptive verbs. So let's do a few example sentences. 하늘이, the sky, 정말, really, 예쁘다, to be pretty. So descriptive verb, you can only use the regular verb stem. 하늘이 정말 예쁘더라고요. I'm remembering it. I'm recalling it. The sky was really pretty. But it's not like the sky was really pretty. It's like the sky was really pretty. 하늘이 정말 예쁘더라고요. 어디 있는지, where it is. This 지 is just for unknown information. 안 보이다 is to not be visible. That's like saying I can't see. 안 보이더라고요. I couldn't see. Like, man, I remember I couldn't even see where it was. 어디 있는지 안 보이더라고요. 어디 있는지 안 보이더라고요. So I couldn't see where it was. Here's an example where we're using the past tense verb stem. 떨어졌더라고요. So 떨어지다 is to fall down, to fall off, not 떨어지더라고요, but that they had fallen, past tense. So at that time, 떨어졌더라고요. They had all fallen. So 바람이 많이 불어서, 바람이 불다, wind blows. Literally, it's very windy. So 바람이 많이 불어서, because it was very windy, 꽃, flowers, 꽃이 다, all the flowers had fallen down, had fallen off. 바람이 많이 불어서 꽃이 다 떨어졌더라고요. So you're saying at that time in the past, the flowers had all fallen off. I remember because it was so windy that I witnessed all the flowers were gone, like past. I didn't witness them like falling over, but they had all fallen over because it was so windy then. Man, it was so windy, all the flowers had fallen off. 많이 비싸더라고요. 비싸다, to be expensive. So very, a lot, expensive. That was really expensive. Like you're recalling it, you're remembering. I remember that was really expensive. But like I said, you don't need to translate it. Oh no, just now I got a mark from the pen. Oh no, that's not good. Hold on, one sec. Oh, I got some whiteboard cleaner. I'm just gonna spray this on my shirt. Is that okay? I'll spray some on this tissue here. Let's see. Okay, I think some of it's coming up. I can see it's turning like a little bit blue. Oh no. My pen dropped suddenly, and while it fell on the floor, it hit my shirt going down. But this made like a full 2-inch long line on my shirt. I can still see it. Hold on, 1 second. I'll be right back. I got another idea. I actually do have a Tide stick, but I've also got something better called shimitori. It's kind of like a Tide stick. Let's see if I put this on. This is great. This is exactly what I want to do during my live streams. No, it's still there. Thanks for reminding me. The music's still going. You probably won't notice it, but I definitely noticed this. Anyway, I'll leave that on. Try to clean it up after the stream. Okay. 저는, so for me, as for me, 조금, a little bit. 달다, to be sweet. 달더라고요. It was a little bit sweet for me. I remember that it was a bit sweet for me. Like a little bit too sweet. 저는 조금 달더라고요. 저는 조금 달더라고요. It was a little bit sweet for me. Like a little bit too sweet. 도저히. Just couldn't. No matter what. 못, cannot. 찾다, to find. 찾겠다, could find. 찾겠더라고요. No matter what, I just couldn't find it. 도저히 못 찾겠더라고요. It's also commonly used after the ending, get, for future tense, but it doesn't in this case mean will be able to, but it means would. But since it's past tense, it becomes could. It's saying I couldn't find it. 도저히 못 찾겠더라고요. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I have another one. I'm gonna like hype it up and then it's not gonna work. But this is 싹 stick. It's like a stick of detergent, essentially, like fabric detergent, and you rub it directly onto your clothes and scrub. So I'm gonna try this. You do have to get your clothes a little bit wet before you do this, otherwise it won't work because it needs something to get agitated to make soap. Oh, you know what? Already it looks better. Then I'm gonna like kind of rub it against itself. Yeah, it did get rid of some of it though, but there's still a little bit left in the center I see that's not coming off. I'll have to do the center part separately, but everything else did come off. Okay, well that was kind of successful. That's not bad. Okay. 그 방은, that room, 조금, a little bit, 작다, to be small. 조금 작더라고요. That room was a little small. You're remembering a room. Maybe the room you used to stay in. I remember that room was a little bit small. 그 방은 조금 작더라고요. Now let's talk about the form 더라, which technically is the exact same thing. It works the same way, but because it cannot have a 요 at the end, it can only be used in casual usage. 더라 has more emphasis. Just sounds like it's a little bit stronger. Like, man, it was, I remember. However, the big difference is this. It is less commonly used in conversation. So you watch your friend give a presentation in class. 너 발표 잘하더라? You were really good at doing a presentation. There's another difference though. This 더라 form, while I said it's less common, it is actually more common when it's being used to talk to yourself. And when it's being used to talk with yourself, it's used as a question. 뭐였더라? 뭐였더라? What was that? What was that? So 더라 can be attached when you are talking to yourself, when you're asking a question to yourself, when you're trying to jog your memory. Like, who was that? What was that? Oh, where did they go? Like, I know it. You're just trying to look off in the distance and remember something to yourself. This is the form you use when you're asking a question to yourself that you're trying to make it clear that you're remembering it. Like saying, I can't remember. Who was that? What was that? Where did they go? What did they do? 오늘이, today. 무슨, what, as an adjective. So it has to be followed by a noun. In this case, 요일 is the day of the week. So what day of the week? 이더라. So what day of the week was it today? Oh, but you're not saying like, was it today? You're saying, is it? But it was because you're trying to jog your memory. Like, I knew it. What day of the week was it today? 오늘이 무슨 요일이더라? What day of the week was it today? That is the lesson. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you again next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.